Click the bell icon to get latest videos from Ekeeda.
Hello friends, today is a little one step ahead of what video you saw some time back. It is a one step ahead on your interpersonal relationships. Now, till yesterday or till the last video, I would say, we were on the topic of how to improve our interpersonal relationships. Now, this is something that we've done. This is something we've understood. What do you exactly mean by interpersonal relationships? We all know what is a relationship, but then what is interpersonal relationship? Then whether it can be with your friends, your families, your foes, your employees, your staff, your colleagues, your clients, your customers, or whoever it is. Now, this is something one step ahead of after understanding how well you can improve on your interpersonal relationships. This is a one step ahead that we take in our career and we take in our understanding of our relationships is once you are improved on it, how then now you can maintain a good relation interpersonal skills. So it is very important to understand that a sustainability in all the relationships is something that reaches or takes you far off. Any relationship doesn't start and end very soon. To give you an example, of course, we all know that when we get married, it is a relationship for lifetime. And we get married to a person and then we are with that person for 30 years, 50 years, even sometimes 70 years. So this is a lifetime relationship. Like you share with your spouse, you also share these kind of relationships with everyone that you talk to, everyone that you are in touch with, everyone that you communicate to. The only difference is it depends on your sustainability, like how much sustainable that relationship ends or how much sustainable that relationship goes on. So being a spouse, of course, we try to pull a relationship whether we really know or whether we have improved in our relationship or whether we've not. We still try to drag it. Or some people, of course, have a very, very good relationship and they happily pull it on for such a long time. But what about a customer or what about a client or what about even anyone in your colleague list or anyone in your friends list? What happens with them? Have we even thought that why does a relationship with anyone doesn't last for a very, very long time? That is only because we've understood what it is, we've understood how to improve on it, but we've not understood how to maintain a real good interpersonal relationship. So friends, I'm here today to help you a bit about how now you can maintain good interpersonal relationships with anyone that you communicate to. So let's see, there are three major things that you can follow. So the first one is acknowledge others. That's very important. Interpersonal means talking to others, others getting involved, one or two a group, depends. So it's continuously your interaction, your networking, your spread of people, your spread of horizon to others, to many, to groups, to bulks, depends. So it's very important to understand how can you acknowledge others, how can you have that compromise, and how can you make people happy to pull that kind of relationship for further long lasting years. Or some relationships are also such that you don't need to call and get in communication every day, but they still last for a very long time. Long distance relationships are the best example of sustainability. To give you an instance, my sister is in London. So she and me, we do not meet regularly. We meet only once in a year. But still, we do not even call each other for 7 to 10 years. We both are busy. 7 to 10 days, I'm sorry. We both are busy. But then what happens is, we definitely know that it is a long-lasting relationship and it sustains, because every time that we call each other, we are all as if we've never, that's not a gap at all. We think as if we are just next to each other and that's how we are talking. That's how that you have to maintain a sustainability in your in your relationship with your interpersonal skills. Let's see how can we do that. Let's see how well can you acknowledge others. So the very first important part, since we are focusing on interpersonal skills, it's when someone speaks, listen. That's very important. We have to acknowledge others by making them understand that whatever they are speaking, we are acknowledging it by simply listening to them. It is not a rocket science. It doesn't require any kind of experience or experiments to do at all. It's simply that when someone talks, we have to acknowledge them by listening to them. When someone offers feedbacks, be gracious. Feedbacks are always welcome. That's from the first video I've been telling you, because feedbacks gives you a scope of improvement. So always welcome feedbacks. When someone lends a hand, thank them. So when someone puts out a hand to you, you have to have that courtesy to thank that person, whether it was useful, it was beneficial or not. So these are some three major important appreciation tools which will help you to go a long way with your relationship and to sustain and maintain it. Other than that, much of time people simply want to just recognize and acknowledge for what they do. So many a times you will see people doing certain things and they need that kind of appreciation. It's their want, it's their ask that, if I've done something nice, I better get appreciated. If you would have seen, especially every one of us, in fact, that when we do something nice in our work or in our office, we always want an appreciation from our bosses. That is because we are all human beings dealing with interpersonal relationships. So that's one reason why I think that appreciation is really, really necessary to keep ourselves pulled on or hanged on to whatever we are doing every day. Give someone a compliment whenever required. So if someone is not only looking good but has done something really nice, you can also compliment that person, because that's one thing which will motivate that person very high. The morale of that person would boost up really high. So that's one thing also which will help you indirectly to maintain a very good rapport with that person forever. Let them know what you have noticed in their hard work. Don't be conservative, don't be preservative. Be open to people who do hard work, and you please appreciate them for their hard work. So while watching my videos, I'm sure many of the employers must be watching this video. So a piece of advice to you: whenever you feel that your employees have done something nice, you can go ahead, thank them, and also compliment them for their hard work that they've been doing since such a long time, for which we have been able to sustain and survive. Tell them you appreciate their ideas. That's major thing. So even if the work is not done, but they've come up with a very good idea and a strategy, please tell them that you appreciate their ideas and strategy as well. So the first and the foremost step of maintaining a good interpersonal relationship is definitely acknowledging others. And I have told you these various ways are there, very small but very important ways to acknowledge others. Let's see what is the next level of maintaining good interpersonal relationships. Next is practice compassion. So many of us do not understand or maybe misunderstand the word of compassion. It's not only that you show with someone who you love, it's also with someone whom you respect. So compassion, I will tell you what exactly do you mean by practicing compassion. So the main thing is be concerned. Compassion is being concerned about a person. And how do you know, or how do you show that you're compassionate about someone or you're really concerned about someone, is by simply asking the well-being of that person, of others, but of course not pretending. It should come from within. That compassion, that concern should come from within. It's not as if you just made up a story and you think, okay, if I ask him how is he would feel nice. No, it has to come from within. That feeling has to come from within. So be concerned about people's well-being, and it's very important that we must know that we have to work with them for future and for future nurture. So that's very important. So a little bit of concern would help you go a long way with that person to understand how better can we get with each other, ourselves, and with others together also. Many a times it happens that you get along with a person so well in terms of work that finally you build up a team and then you approach people for your work. Why? Because this is compassion. This is a real feeling coming from your heart and within to ask a person their concerns of whoever that person is. If you see that someone is having a hard time, a bad time, or a difficult experience, reach out to that person. Always let that person know that you are always there for him. Always make him understand that you are completely empathizing and sympathizing with that person. Just go a step ahead, just go a way out to help that person before he actually asks you. So let him understand that you're always there for his help. So when there is a bad news or sad news and people are upset and we share our condolence with them, we also should go one step ahead to tell them that we are always there whenever they need our help, so they can be just comfortable to give us a call back. That's one kind of compassion also that you can show with a lot of empathy, that we are always there for you, a step ahead in life. What can best you do is bring them coffee, give them some beverage which will make them feel that they've healed their wounds. And this is like going a step ahead, and I mean, this is my way of going step ahead. There are other ways what you can really do, except of helping anyone financially. That's a completely different aspect. But other than that, what can you empathize on them is also something which I understand is a compassion which we can practice every day altogether. You can also crack some funny jokes, some humor, which would draw the line of their sadness, and which would draw the line between them and what has affected them badly. These are certain things which I feel that are very important for maintaining a relationship for a very long time, and especially interpersonal relationship. Caring for others is about the small intimate act of kindness we extend on a daily basis. So it's, if you define what is caring, I would say it's an act of kindness, it's an act of intimateness, it's an act which extends on daily basis is what caring is. It's not like you care for someone and once in a month and then you do not even are bothered of how that person is. So that care is concern is for a very short time. How will it help you to maintain a relationship for a long time? Here what we are talking is about sustainability. So friends, this is the second most important way of how you can maintain your interpersonal relationships, is by practicing compassion. Let's see what next can you do. And the third and the most known factor of all, and let's see how more we can, how best can we be for maintaining our interpersonal relationships. The third and the most important step would be take an interest in others. Now, this is complete mindset. This is a complete logical idea that psychologically you think about people. The concern will automatically come out. The compassion will automatically come out. The connection to get in touch with each other would automatically come out. The appreciation would also automatically come out, only if you take interest in others. And that's not because any trainer could train you on that. It's all your mindset. It's all from within that has to come. It's like sleeping over the idea and the next morning you think that, okay, I want to start something like this. I want to begin here. Practice, and then with experience you will actually feel that, okay, this is something that I've been doing and this is something which I have to do unconsciously. Also you will do the same thing. So with your complete conscious and subconsciously also you can do the same thing. So we are often too concerned with our problems and difficulties that we hardly pay any attention to others. We are ourselves choco-blocked with our schedule, our routine, our daily work, that at times we just do not understand where is the time to even think about myself. Oh my God, I'm so busy. But friends, in that way, you actually miss out on paying attention to a lot of your dear ones. Now, this is something which is very difficult to take for them, that, oh my God, I didn't think that someone like this would not really concern about my life. This is when you have to show your concern, go out of the way, understand others' problems, rather than thinking where I have the time. We all have 24 hours, friends, but then what best can we do of that 24 hours is something which will pay a little more effect or pay a lot of value to all our interpersonal relationships. The next time you open your mouth to complain or to vent, instead try asking a person you're interacting that how they are doing. We have a lot of time to complain, to vent, to show our ventures, to show your anger, to get aggressive. If you notice, more than we being patient, we are aggressive. Many a times. Why? I understand, because we have a lot of stress. We work, we are running in a rat race. We are working hard towards reaching our goal. Our goals are very high. That's why we are running twice the pace. And we finally want to reach our goal as fast as possible. But in that walk of life, in the run of life, what we tend to do is we tend to actually upset a lot of people by showing them our anger, by showing them how how useless they can be at times. But we forget that at same point of time, instead of showing anger, if there's something nice that person has done, rather than getting into the angry note, you could might as well get into an appreciative note. So this is what I'm saying. We have a lot of time, but we do not know where exactly can this time be utilized. And that's why we have to utilize this time very effectively, only 24 hours that we have, in something really good that will end our relationships for a very, very long run. Ask them about their hobbies, their passion, their interests. There are a lot of people who would want to talk about their hobbies, who would want to talk about interest, passion, everything. But it's just that they don't know whom to talk to. You could be the person whom people can just come ahead and talk to about different passions, compassions, and interests, and instead of just cribbing about issues. Get to know people on deeper and their fulfilling level. We all think that we all know each other, but we actually don't. Many a times we do not understand what that person really wants. To give you an example, I had a friend of mine. Since yesterday, I thought that he was best at travel and he loves travel. That's his hobby. But just last week, when I thought that he's a little depressed, I went out and I asked my friend that, why do you look so depressed even after everything is the way it's going, it's the way you want it, or you're reaching very quick to your goal? He said, no, not really. I never wanted traveling as a hobby. I always wanted it as in my earning factor. What he really was interested in was in photography. So then I helped him out to understand what best can he do with photography. I said, okay, wow, that's great. Then let's see how best we can go. Rather than discouraging him, I always motivated him. And then today he's now planning to get into photography with his career of travel. So this is something that is also necessary, that not every time we know everyone at the fullest. So then we can make a Eid to understand that how people are and what they want, what's their interest, what is the hobby, what passionates them, and so on. If you want to connect with others, you'll need to make the efforts to express an interest in their lives. It's very important. If you want someone connected to you for a very long time, if you want to maintain a good relationship with a person interpersonally for a very long time, it's very important to take interest in that other person's life, to know how it goes. And this everything is completely your mindset. There's nothing taught, or I cannot train you of how to go through it. It's just your mindset. So today, sleep with the thought that tomorrow you're going to get up and you're going to understand and you're going to follow my 12 ways which I taught you in the last video of how to maintain an interpersonal relationship. I am 100% sure that you will be able to maintain your interpersonal relationships for a very, very long time. So friends, thank you so much for watching this video. Please stay tuned on our channel and subscribe to our channel as well. Thank you so much.